Well, we're outside again. It's about -1, -2. Range Rover's inside the shop getting warmed up because that's my Monday job. I started this morning around about 6 o'clock and pulled it outside, so it didn't really have a chance to warm up. I wasn't really happy the way it started. I think I might have set the cold idle a little bit too low. So anyway, that doesn't really matter, but let's see what it's like. It's about 11 o'clock now, so you see what it's like now for starting. Just that little bit of hesitation, but I've dropped the idle speed down quite a lot. But I think what I'm going to do is, while it's cold, I'm going to turn it off and have a look and see what the reason is. It's because it's electric, and if you leave the wiring in, the choke will open. But because I altered the choke flaps a little bit, I just want to see if I can adjust them a bit more. Right. Now, as I mentioned in a previous video, I wanted to do the adjustments outside. However, with having a spare wheel on the bonnet, any water or meltwater will go down in the cab, so I have to keep fitting the air filter box on the top, which is a bit of a pain, but it is starting better. Of course, by the time you've done all this palaver, it's warmed up again. Chokes are okay. Still haven't tightened the exhaust button. Well, this is the next day again, and last night we had about 4 inches of very wet snow, and it's really miserable outside. It's only about 2 degrees, but it's wet, just like being back in England when it's snowing in Yorkshire in June. I'm going to have another go at this carburetor, because the other day I realised it was going too slow. I might have set the idle far too slow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect the ground wire off the sensor, not the live, then we're not getting sparks. You can see the flaps are closed, so that means that won't alter the flaps. So what I'm trying to say is, when I start it, the choke will be on, but what I'm going to use is this digital reader, and I've put a white mark on the crank because this is supposed to idle at 15 to 1600 RPM high idle. Now perhaps we're not getting that, maybe I set it too low because I was just guessing, you know you do. So let's see if it'll start. I shouldn't have to press the pedal, it should just start. Let's check it again without catching my hand in the fan. 650, way too low. Back in a minute, I'll turn it up a bit. One turn of the screw, so it's just gone one complete revolution. Let's see if it's made a difference. 24. We need to go a bit higher. So this is the next day. It's about -5. I've just reset the carb, you know, open the throttle so the flaps go down because it's cold. Yesterday I adjusted it a little bit more, but because the car was getting warm, the idle speed changed. So now it's cold. We're going to use our little tachometer again and see what it is. This time off on the tachometer, I had a little bit of white paint on the crank pulley, but this time I've put some reflective silver paper, like a foily type stuff, so we should get a better result. So let's see what it starts like. Now the oil light's not coming on. It's cold. These carbs don't like cold, I don't think. $869, so I've got to turn it up a bit. Half a turn has turned it up to 1524. We're supposed to be 1500 to 1600 RPM. I think we're on the money. I hope. Oh, that's 1500. I'll go inside and get warmed up a bit because it's a bit chilly to watch an engine, then we'll see what its regular idle speed is. So after a few minutes, the carb's fully open, the choke's fully opened, and it's idle. I know I've got to do this exhaust, but wait a minute, let's check the RPM now on idle. Spot on 700. That's good enough for the girls I go out with. So what we're going to do now, I'll turn this on. Right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to take the Range Rover out the shop because I'm done with that. The only last job on that Range Rover is stick the interior mirror back on. All the rest of the stuff is done. I'm going to get it trucked out of here up to the owners because I'm sick of it looking at it. It's really depressing. Get this in the shop, get it warmed up, and then we're going to have a look at the bell housing. Now it was mentioned to me that it could be oil trickling down between the back of the engine and the bell housing on the inside, but not the seal. I don't know, so it's worth a go to lift up the car, take that little cover off the bottom of the bell housing and see if there's any oil on the back of the flywheel, because if there is, we know it's the seal. If there isn't, well, we've got to look somewhere else, and that means getting the smoke tester out and seeing about it. But there are so many openings on this engine that it's going to smoke like crazy, I think. But anyway, that's something to look forward to. See you in the next video.